Hey everybody, it's May 10th, 2017, and this is daily vlog number 375, and it's Wednesday, hump day for most people, and how the heck is everybody today? I really want to know, so put a note down in the comment section, let me know what you're doing and what you're up to, and today I have 6 news stories to talk with you about, so let's get to it. First one here is authorities arrest North Carolina student armed with weapons and a hit list. This student, he's under 16. He was intercepted on his way to school. He had an assortment of knives and a list of people that he was wanting to attack. And the way that authorities were alerted to this was authorities in Canada were monitoring some chat rooms, and this message came up in one of the chat rooms talking about what he was planning on doing. So the Canadian authorities contacted the authorities in the U.S. and they intercepted this kid. Now, they're not giving his name because he's under 16 years old, but he was taken into custody, and a number of different knives were taken off of him. So if anything else develops with this story, I'll let you know. Next story here is Walmart close to settlement with U.S. over alleged bribery report. Walmart was being investigated for bribery charges by a number of their affiliates, subsidiaries in different countries like Mexico. Evidently, employees at these subsidiaries were bribing people to get different things, and the U.S. government had originally offered Walmart a settlement of $600 million, and Walmart turned that down, but as the probe continued, the U.S. government went back to Walmart and offered them $300 million to settle, and Walmart is believed to be working with that for a settlement of $300 million. But the article does say that that could change. So if anything happens with that, I'll be sure and let you know. Next story here is reporter arrested at Capitol after trying to ask U.S. Health Secretary questions. Dan Heyman, he's been a reporter for over 30 years, and he was at the Capitol. He wanted to ask Secretary Price about the new health care bill that might end up being passed, and he wanted to know about pre-existing conditions, if rape was a pre-existing condition, and Secretary Price kept putting him off, but the reporter wasn't taking no for an answer, and he kept after him with this question. So eventually the Capitol Police were called, and he was arrested. Now, ironically, that an hour after he was arrested, Price met with reporters to answer questions. I don't know why he couldn't have told Heyman that he was going to meet with reporters in an hour and he'd answer his question, but that never happened, so he ended up getting arrested and charged with a few different things. But if you want to look at this article, it's on my Google Plus page as always, and a link to my page is down in the description, and links to these stories will also be down in the description as well, so you can take a look at them at your leisure. Next one here is Oregon may allow drivers to choose non-binary rather than male or female for driver's license. And as far as I know, Oregon is the first state to do this. Now, on other forms, I've seen when it comes to the question of male or female, there's also other on there. People that are going through the transition of gender reassignment would want to pick non-binary or other for that. So maybe the other states will follow suit and start putting that on their forms for driver's license and ID cards as well. If anything changes with that story, I'll be sure and let you know. Next story here is Yelp shares plummet 19% as advertisers revolt. It seems like Yelp's advertising prices were so high that new businesses and smaller businesses couldn't afford to advertise on Yelp, so a lot of the advertisers backed away from Yelp, and their stock prices went down 19%. But in the report, it says there that Yelp adjusted their ad pricing system to help out with that. But in the article, it said they were expecting to make $1 billion this year, but because of what happened here, they're only expected to make now $865 million. You know, I'm really sorry that they lost that money. I mean, it's hard to turn the lights on with 865 million, I guess. I don't know. Um, I think they could reduce their ad prices a little bit more. It's kind of hard to feel sorry for them. You know, when they make that much money a year. Um, but, you know, that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. And then the last story here is United Airlines agent cancels passenger's reservation for recording with his cell phone. This man, he had taken a trip and he had put a bag on, and it cost him $125 to stow his bag on his flight. But when he got ready to return home and he put his bag in for his return home, they were going to charge him $300 for the flight home. So he was at the uh, ticket counter wanting to know why the difference in the charge, and I don't know what was going on, but he had started recording the ticket agent during this conversation, and she uh, became hostile and told him that if he didn't stop recording, that they were going to cancel his ticket. And he kept on recording, so they just canceled his ticket. Now, I know of one other time that this has happened. This happened to Cenk Uygur from the Young Turks in 2016, last April 26 of 2016. And I have a clip of that, so let's take a look.
More importantly, you guys were right. So I didn't notice it, but upon watching these Facebook live streams and reading the tweets and stuff, but mainly watching the videos, a couple of you noticed that only the two people that were kicked off were me and this other guy who were taping. There were actually louder people who were not kicked off, and I didn't want them kicked off. The guy who was super loud, who started the whole thing in the first place, bless his heart, him and the kid are the ones that got the supervisors and the managers to pay attention and actually bring the plane. But he was not kicked off, the guy who led the proceedings. And your suggestion was it's probably because they didn't like being taped. And it turns out, yes, they emailed me and said, it is policy that we do not allow anything to be taped, including personnel. I see.
Okay, so now, like I said, I know that this has happened twice. So I guess there's a unwritten rule with airlines that if you record airport personnel, you can't get on the flight. I don't know. Because this most recent one was with United, but the one with Cenk Uygur was on American Airlines. So I don't know if all the airlines have this, but you know, air travel is getting less and less appealing. I mean, there's other modes of travel we can use, so I don't know. Just seems like it's getting to be more of a hassle than it's worth. And you know, to me, this is just another tactics that they can use to rob you of your money because they don't give you a refund. but they cancel your ticket so you can't get on a plane. Well, let me know what you think about these stories, guys. Put a note down there in the description, and maybe we can get a discussion going. And that's all I have for today. So if you like my video, please give me a thumbs up. And also please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And check out my social media sites, G plus Facebook and Twitter. And if you missed yesterday's vlog, just click on the image. And also check out my website, the Chuck Baker homepage at chuckbaker.org. Till tomorrow, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.